Hello, hi, everybody. Before I get started, I'd like to say thank you for all the love for everybody who watched my first Facebook Live last week. I shared a little bit about my story. If you haven't seen it or would like to see it again, drop in the word story down in the comments, and I will be sure to send you the link or tag you. Now, as you're joining on, please let me know if you're watching this live or is this a replay for you. If it's a replay, type in the word replay. All right. So, those of us who are in this space, those of us who are in the network marketing space, and if you are in the field and prospecting, you definitely have heard that, when you prospect from people that, that they tell you, oh man, no, it's one of those pyramid deals, it's a scam. If you've heard that before, drop a 1 below in the comments, and that's very common, right? So I thought to myself, as I learn about the business, I actually find out that, that's really because they don't really know the business. They don't really know the industry, right? So I thought I'd share some thoughts with you, if you would. So they call it network marketing, and the reason for that is because you're marketing through a network of people, right? Now, you build a network through people who join you, through people who follow you, and you market through those people, right? You're marketing through a network of folks. I expand my network by having somebody else join me. Somebody else joins them, and our network grows. So that's the reason why they call it network marketing, right? The second thing is they call it MLM. And the reason why they call it multi-level marketing is because the marketing, it actually goes deep to infinite. What does that mean? Let's say I introduce a friend of mine to my barber, right? Let's say Joe goes and gets a haircut. Now, I've expanded that marketing to him. He goes and gets the haircut. I don't get much out of it, right? But let's say Joe actually really appreciates the cut, and then he introduces somebody else to my barber. Now, I started this whole chain, right? I started it. I told Joe told a third person, and then that third person may tell somebody else. So this chain, if you see, is actually going to continue growing. But I started that chain, right? I started to grow that chain. Now, they call it multi-level marketing is because of different levels deep in the marketing plan, right? So you actually benefit in a space like this. When I refer somebody to get a haircut with Brian, my barber, I don't get much out of it, right? Even if that person refers 2 other people, 3 other people, I don't get anything out of it. That guy doesn't get anything from it. But in a space where MLM is alive, you actually benefit. Everybody in that chain benefits from referrals, right? Now, they call it direct sales. It's because you connect the consumer directly to the manufacturer. That's why it's called direct sales. As a result of that introduction, as a result of that referral, right, you get paid from the manufacturer. For example, if you go to Target, you pick up a shampoo. Most of the time, the shampoo is not from Target, right? So Target just has a shelf, and that's a third party. They buy the shampoo, they tag on $1.50 on it, and they put it on the shelf, and now you go and purchase that shampoo. In direct sales is actually very different, where I actually introduce that person to the manufacturer directly. So I cut out the middleman, right? So that's why it's called direct sales. They call it a pyramid. This is the best one, right? I mean, if you've heard this or if you called it out to anybody else, drop a 2 in the comments. And I want to see a pyramid emoji, okay? Now, they call it a pyramid. It's first of all, I got to tell you this. A pyramid is absolutely illegal in the U.S., okay? They call it a pyramid because before I actually tell you why, let me share this with you. In the direct sales network marketing or MLM, there's 2 categories, right? One is product-based. The other one is service-based. Service-based means that for your initial investment, you actually get a discount on a service. For example, you get discounted legal fees, or you save on your insurance, or you save your electricity bill, right? That's a service-based plan. A product-based platform is where for your initial investment, you actually getting products, different packages, right? So you get products. Most of the time is the most popular products within that brand, right? Now, in a pyramid, back to that conversation, in a pyramid, there is no products, no service exchanged for your initial investment. Meaning, I call you up and I say, hey, Ron, just give me $500 and I'll turn that $500 to $1,000 by the end of the month. Ron says, how the heck are you going to do that, right? And I said, don't worry about it, man. Everybody's getting on this ship. We got to do this. Just give me the $500. I'll turn it to $1,000, right? Now, in this case, there is no service or product being exchanged for Ron's $500. That's a pyramid, and that's completely illegal, right? Now, I'm with a platform, a company that uses what's called social retail, which is a very unique approach to marketing products, and it's a first of its kind. So if you want any information on that, you can drop in the word info in the comments, and I'll send you some information. But we all agree that the best type of advertising is what? Is the word of mouth advertising. People love to share what they like and what they use, and people love to hear from whom they trust and respect, right? So in a direct sales network marketing MLM platform, that's all we're doing. We're actually sharing something that we personally use, right, and love with those people that we respect, right? So I thought that may be a little clarification between those platforms. Now, the next part of this, I wanted to share with you the 3 stages of building a network marketing business, if you would, right? The first stage is what I call the storm stage. This is where you're sitting at the shore, you may be comfortable, not comfortable, you're where you are, right? And then somebody comes up and says, hey man, you gotta jump on board. This is the best thing, we can change lives, we can make a lot of cash, we can help a lot of folks. And it really sounds good to you. If you've had that happen to you before, drop a 3 in the comments, which I'm sure you have. But so you decide to jump on ship. The ship takes off, leaves your shore, and what happens is that just a few steps down, there's a big storm that hits the ship. Now, what's that storm? That storm is the guy joins, buys a package, goes home, tells his wife, and the wife says, you did what? Oh, hell no. You ain't going to do one of those scams or pyramid schemes. Or you tell your best friend and your best friend makes fun of you. Or you tell somebody at the gym and the next time you see them, they kind of do this. They run away from you. If you ever had that happen to you, drop a 4 in the comments. I have. Everything hits you, right? Everything that could go wrong or be wrong, it hits you, right? It's like all the no's come at you. You make an appointment with somebody, they don't show up. You talk to somebody and they say, you know, Friday's payday, I get paid Friday, I'll go ahead and join on Friday. Friday never comes, right? This is where the storm is going to hit you. Now, our normal reaction, okay, our normal reaction would be to do what? To kind of fall back, right? To kind of move back. That's when you go back to the shore you are most familiar with. You go back to where you were, right? You go back to the situation that you were in. That's the easy way out, right? That's the most natural way, you know? But if you weather the storm, there is another shore, and that's the one that's in front of you. That's the one that you can actually reach to. That's the one in the future. That's the one that's going to come if you weather the storm. Now, when you weather the storm and you pass the storm stage and you get to the next shore that's in front of you, I call that the calm stage. That's when you kind of take a deep breath. You're like, you know what? I could do this, right? You make enough to pay your bills. You make enough to kind of show to your friends, hey, I made it. You know, I have a few bucks. You have a comma in your paycheck, right? You actually feel like, you know what? I'm doing okay. I'm making $500. I'm making $1,000. I'm making $2,000. It's plenty for me. Now, here's what happens. A lot of folks get comfortable in the calm stage. Nothing wrong with that. They make what they want to make and they're happy with it. You know, they make that extra $500. They make that extra $1,000, and it's a car payment. It's a house payment, right? And it's perfect for them. And that's perfect. But if you decide to go one more step, if you decide to go to the next stage, that stage I call the paradise stage. This is where you have made it. This is where you are being pointed at. People line up to take a picture with you. This is when you're standing on the platform. This is when you're getting the awards. This is when you're on the stage speaking in front of thousands of people. This is where you share your story. This is where you're inspiring everybody. This is where your name carries an asterisk that says, your results may vary. Why? Because you went through the storm stage. You did not stay in the calm stage. You went all the way. You went for it. And you got to the paradise stage. If you want to get to the paradise stage, there is no easy way. You have to weather the storm. And you have to pass through the calm stage. And you gotta go through all of it, right? And that's the only way you can have the maximum satisfaction, if you would, right? If you got any value from this, drop a word value in the comments. You know, sharing is caring. So if you feel that somebody needs to hear this or somebody needs to see this, please share away. I appreciate you guys. I thank you for joining in. And if you're tuning in live or replay, I would love to know. I'll get back to all the comments soon. Have a blessed night.